two super prominent people got released from jail about a few days in between each other. First of all, we're going to be speaking about Enoch Burke after he was in jail for 400 days, guys, in Mountjoy prison. That's a long time. I've never been to jail, and I'm sure it's not that good, but that's crazy, guys. 400 days. We're going to break down exactly what he was in jail for. I just wanted to talk about this one because a lot of people ask me, hey, what do you think of Enoch Burke? What do you think of Enoch Burke? Well, I'm going to give my opinion on it, guys, all right? Now, the second person that got released from jail today, the man himself, Mr. A.T. Tate, guys, okay? The top G got released from jail. And, you know, obviously, guys, I said that from the beginning, you know, a guy who's a multimillionaire, this type of thing, doesn't all of a sudden just turn to a life of crime. You know, it's very, very strange. It seems like a lot of his, you know, case anyway. And apparently people are saying that it's all fabricated. So we're going to give it a fair shout, guys. You know, much love to those two people. I'm not a big Enoch Burke fan or anything like that, guys, but I do support him standing up for what he believes in. I mean, if anything, you can give him that. But yeah, this one should be fire, guys. Make sure to comment down below what you all think, and let's go.
I'm standing here outside Mountjoy prison, and I've been told that I've been released. I've been here for 400 days consecutively.
Oh, so bear in mind, he's been released. That doesn't mean his case has been dropped. And for those who don't know, we're going to get into the case, but it's basically this kid wanted to be, you know, called like a furry or like a cat or something, and he was like, no, this isn't the place for that. And then he would like kept showing up to the school, and then he got arrested, type of thing. So, you know, he got fired, unfortunately. Nowadays, if you speak your mind, guys, bad things might happen. You have to accept that, you know, and I think he does. It's kind of funny. He has a suit on. Like, he had a suit going into the jail, and then he has the same suit coming out. What a man.
And 2 years of my life have been taken from me. It's a sad place, Mountjoy prison. A lot of very genuine people who have been let down, I would say, by the state, by the government, and in some cases by the courts. A sad place. And when we have our courts in the state they are, that's not really a surprise. I was in the High Court for 40 minutes. And making an application for the order of Judge Owens, the reason that was in Mountjoy prison, to be set aside, and laying out clearly how it was unconstitutional that Judge Owens made no examination whatsoever of whether that demand that I call somebody they was legitimate, the heart of the case. And in that hearing, there was obfuscation by Judge Sanfey. He came out and he said it was about something that it wasn't. He said that what was before Owens was about procedure, when it was clearly stated that the issue before the board of the school was whether I would obey the direction of the principal.
Yeah, so there's a bit of consignation here, guys. Like, he basically didn't want to obey to the rule of the classic Jordan Peterson rule, guys. Like people saying, hey, it's going to be a hate crime if you don't gender me the correct gender, whatever. And like I said, guys, like, I'm a really nice and fair guy. You know, I'm from a relaxed city. I'm not from a big crazy city. Like, I do whatever you guys want, like label and stuff. But when it gets down to it, guys, and you get put in jail for maybe not, you know, obeying things, it kind of rubs me the wrong way, guys. I'm an independent man. I like to be an independent guy. And when someone says, hey, you have to say this certain thing or else we're going to put you in jail, that's a tough area for me to get behind, guys. I don't like that, guys, honestly, you know. And this guy is a lot different, though. This is a wild case. But it is crazy to see that he was in jail for 400 days. Like, that's insane, guys. Shit, like, most murderers and, well, not murderers get more than that, but most, like, robbers and shit. Your man, Cathal Crotty, that just beat up that woman in Limerick, he got a suspended sentence. Like, what? This is clownery, guys. This is straight clownery. And this guy here, who just gets put in jail for basically trespassing. Okay, he got put in jail for trespassing the college, but really when it boils down to it, he didn't want to obey the law, the change of the college. That was a private school, of course. You know, these guys obviously real, you know, private, you know, educated guys, all lawyers, and I can get behind that, guys. You know, I totally understand how a guy doesn't want to listen to that. You know, it sounds a bit crazy because obviously they're very religious as well, and that goes against their religion. So there's a fine line that people have to tread, you know. I like to see what he has to say. So
I likened it. I said to the judge, if the principal has said to me, you must jump out the first floor window, if that was her instruction, wouldn't the court have had to make an examination of that instruction?
Right.
Wouldn't have had to look at it and see, was it legitimate?
Right.
Judge Owens didn't do that. Judge Sanfey hasn't done that this morning. The court is again refusing to deal with it. We have a constitutional right in this country. I have a constitutional right to freely profess and practice my religion, to express freely my convictions and opinions. That's what this is all about. And the courts are still refusing to deal with the issue. It's important to remember that,
you know, it reminds me of like the Irish Jordan Peterson. You know, that thing that happened with Jordan Peterson, that video that made him famous, was about, what, 7 or 8 years ago? I don't know how long ago. It was a long time ago. But now it seems like this is happening in Ireland. Okay, so we basically inherit everything that comes from the US and Canada. You know, as much as people want to say, oh, no, we don't, we do. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's not even a case of whether you think that or not. In Ireland, okay, we're a Western world country, same as Australia. We just basically take everything from America. Everything, guys. And you guys are like, no, we don't, we do. So stop talking shit, right? And one of the things was like, you have to obey these new kind of like rules of people, you know, basically, whatever, calling themselves different things. If I want to be called a transformer, what else is it called? Like a flippin', an Apache helicopter, then that's what you have to call me. Whereas to me, guys, it sounds a bit ludicrous, right? Now, if a guy feels like he's something else, and there's a bit of a fine line there, right? If a guy is whatever, you know, done something to themselves, then, you know, you should be probably nice and just call them whatever. But when it comes down to like the legality of it, guys, you know, it's very tough to get behind that, man. I definitely would be against any sort of, you know, legal sort of hate speech bill or being told directly you have to say this or else you're going to go to jail. Like, that's crazy.
This all goes back to the email that I got at 20 to 3 on the afternoon of the 9th of May 2022 when Principal Niamh McShane demanded that I call a male student, a boy in the school, by the they pronoun. That's how all this began.
That's crazy, guys. That is pretty wild. Like, just had to call someone they, and now he's in jail for 400 days. You know, and people are like, oh, well, it's because he was trespassing. Well, it started because of this. You know, this is the root cause, guys. You know, it's like if someone gets a heart attack, we don't talk about, oh, whatever, they're this. We talk about how they're overweight and how they, you know, how they brought it upon, you know, whatever, how it happened to them. Right? This is a little bit different. That's like a bad example, but you know what I mean, guys. Like we talk about the root issue, the root cause. You know, was eating the bad food and this type of thing for getting the heart attack. Now this one, the root cause isn't the trespassing. It is calling this person they and all this type of stuff. Which is like, you know, whatever. I'd be like, whatever. Dude, to be honest, like, none of this stuff even matters to me. I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Alright, they. You know, I'd make a joke. I don't even know what it means, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. People try and tell me this stuff. I don't even know what it means. I don't care to ever know what it means. This new age stuff.
Demand was made of me. I was being compelled to accept and endorse transgenderism, a different belief, an anti-Christian belief, an anti-religious belief. But God made them male and female. He didn't make them they. It's a different belief. Yes. The court can say I'm a free man, but that's not true. I am not free. The court has refused. It's refusing to deal with the issue. It's refusing to rule on it. It's refusing to reinstate me, to give me my rights, to acknowledge that my constitutional rights were taken away wrongfully and that should never have happened.
As Enoch has just said, he's obviously standing outside the gates of Mountjoy this afternoon. Enoch Burke is not a free man, and it's so important to emphasise that today. Enoch Burke is not a free man. And the judges have not come out this morning and said, we were wrong, we trampled on the Constitution.
They just ran out of space in Mountjoy prison. That's what happened, lads. Like, we have no, like, super prison or anything in Ireland. Like, we have small prisons, so, like, they're like, oh, make room for some actual criminal. Get this lad out of here. You know, it's like, dude, it's like, we're going to see him up there and flipping the same trespassing thing probably again. You know, because not reinstating his job is wild, man. You know, if I was him, guys, I would do a smart play. I would just make a YouTube channel, make a channel dedicated to this. You know, like the whole Jordan Peterson thing. If you wanted to get into the political route, you know, run for office, like that type of thing, guys. He should do that instead of just trying to he'll make a lot more money doing that than he would ever teaching. Let's just put it that. Well, I'll put it to you that way, guys. Especially in Ireland, like way more money if he did a business out of this publicity than he would if he was teaching.
Didn't uphold his constitutional rights. The very first day he came into court, his rights should have been vindicated. We were wrong, our hands are up. No, the court didn't do that. They've let him off. Because the school is on holidays. And what we have now is Enoch Burke with this hanging over his head. He's outside Mountjoy prison, but he's not a free man, because as soon as he exercises his rights, the judge is dangling imprisonment before him. And I think that's it's a good analogy for the situation in our country now, where the nation is in fear and trembling of ideologies that are being forced upon us in schools and right across society, where you comply or you're punished. And that's...
Ooh, that was massive, guys. Damn, that was massive. I can't lie, guys. What he just said there, powerful. You know, ideologies, guys. Like, you can have your ideology. Like I said before, you can believe in whatever you guys want. I'm an open, free guy. But when you start to kind of impede on other people's freedom, like, and you start to say, oh, if you don't believe in the same thing that I believe in, then you're going to go to jail. That's the area that it's like, no. We got to get back to just you do your thing and I'll do my thing. When I wake up in the morning, I think I'm the biggest YouTuber in the world. I think I'm flipping a super athlete, but I don't make anybody call me, you know, rugby star Chris or NFL star Chris or big basketballer guy Chris. I know what I am myself, guys. You know, I don't want anyone else to tell me what I am. You know what I mean? Whereas these people now with these ideologies are making everyone else around them, you know, say and dictate what they think and what they do. That's a no-go for me, guys. I don't support that at all. Hell no, bro.
That's not acceptable.
And the Department of Education are hoodwinking people. They're hoodwinking teachers, they're hoodwinking families, and coercing them and making them to believe that they have to accept and promote even transgender ideology.
You know, even not the transgender thing. I don't even care about all that, but just anything, guys. Just anything. You know, you have to, whatever. Wear a dress, you know, whatever, guys. It doesn't even, like, there's so many different things. I know that's like the main one people want to talk about, but I'm a fair guy. If you want to do that, guys, do that. But you just can't make other people force you to kind of accept things. You know, it's a little bit, I know, like, it might be, you know, inclusive to that person or exclusive to that person, but at the same time, guys, like, I make a decision, guys. You know, I don't want anyone else to care about what I'm doing, guys. I'm doing me, and anyone else can, you know, everyone else can do their own thing, you know.
Ideology that's of the pit of hell, I would say. It's an anti-Christian ideology. It's the destruction of the youth of our country. And every...
Oh, this one's getting demonetized.
teacher has a right to say no. That's what Enoch Burke said.
Yes.
And the judge is attempting to wash his hands, like Pontius Pilate did, to wash his hands of the guilt today, because he knows there's up on 2 months of holidays now, and people are questioning, people are asking questions. Why is this man in prison? So he's going to be the good guy today and tell him to get out of prison, but it suits him. How dare he? How dare he? Enoch Burke has constitutional rights. Every citizen of this country has constitutional rights. We are now being denied those rights by the courts.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is insane, guys. But people actually don't understand how massive this case actually is. She only has Josiah Burke. So his channel, 4,000 subscribers. That's good. That's a good amount of subscribers, but bro, they could like get international recognition from this. This is wild, guys.
By the courts, we're denied those rights, and it's up to the people of the country to stand up for their rights. We have religious rights. We have rights, but they need to be stood up for. It's time the people got out and wrote their letters and get out on the streets and knock on the doors of the politicians who are silent in Dáil Éireann, while Norma Foley and the Department of Education forces this down the necks of every man, woman and child, parent and teacher.
I would say to every teacher in this country, every teacher has a right to refuse to accept and endorse transgenderism, and a responsibility not to have something compelled and coerced upon them. Every teacher has that right.
And not just that, guys. Like anything. Like if you don't want to play sports, if you don't want to whatever, do computer class or you know, there's so many different things. Like you are a free person to walk free in this beautiful land that we call Ireland, you know. And anything that, you know, brings anything to you that's just saying you have to do this, you have to call this person this, or it doesn't sit right with me, guys. You know, it's not particularly that agenda. Like, I don't really even care too much about that agenda personally. Couldn't give a shit. But other agendas, guys, like maybe there's someone that says like you can't whatever, you know, you can't whatever, like wear shorts or something because it's like too masculine or whatever, guys. There's so many different agendas nowadays, or ideologies, like, you know, or you can't hold hands in public because it's like, you know, hurting other people's or whatever, guys. There's so many different things. I'd be against that as well, guys. You know, freedom for all, freedom and liberty for all. I love you guys all. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Tell me what you all think. Crazy, guys. That's a crazy case.
Citizen in this country has a right to say, no, I will not be compelled to endorse something that is not my belief.
That's a good point, guys. Just, I'm not compelled to endorse something that's not my belief. Whatever that belief is. I don't care about that whole thing, like I said, changing into someone that you're not. It doesn't matter, guys. Everything. But endorsing something that is not my belief. That's what I'm against, guys. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.